More people are joining, so we're just going to wait a few minutes to allow more people in. Can you all hear me? Good evening. Happy Sunday.
Good evening. Yeah, with you.
During the course of the meeting, please, if you have any question, just type in. We're going to take all questions once you're done. It's going to be a brief meeting. I don't intend to take all your Sunday evening so that you can still have time to go eat your Sunday rice if you've not eaten, bond with your kids and all of that. So we're going to wait for a few more minutes to allow in more people. If you can see my screen, please let's know. If you can't see the screen, please let's know. Good night. How many of you saw the post I made? So there's this popular comedian in Newly, he just posted his home with a bottle of wine. And I said, if you know, you know. Because you see in this Lagos, if you are not smart, you'll be in Lagos for 20 years and you have nothing to show for it. And especially I tell people that are selling online or Instagram, e-commerce entrepreneurs, I tell them you can make a whole lot of money from Instagram and spend just about everything on that same Instagram if you're not careful. While people are using social media to earn profit, to benefit themselves, if you're not careful, as you're earning the money, because I noticed that the problem of most people is not lack of money, it's about not having proper management of their money. So money is coming in, but at the end of the day, they don't know how or what they do with the money, So by the time I give you some examples now, you're going to understand what I mean. So my name is Olajumoke. Before we go into our discussions, my name is Olajumoke. I'm a multiple award-winning real estate agent and consultant as well. I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria, and we have properties all around Lagos. We have some properties in Abuja as well, but basically we focus on properties in Lagos, both island and mainland, because now a lot of people are making inquiries about mainland deals. So we've gone ahead as well. So part of what you'll be getting during this meeting is some mainland deals. So stick around to the end of the meeting and I'm sure you're going to gain one or two things from this, definitely. Sometimes I hear some clients calls me to thank me for, it still happened yesterday. An elderly woman called me and like, it's exactly a year since we met and started explaining, and we went through all she's been able to do just within a year, and it's been amazing. And she was like, Jumoke, I can't believe I made this much within a year. But if she wasn't putting it into a project, she wouldn't even know. And that's some of you. If you print out your account balance now at the end of the year, you will realize how much money has come into your account. But can you really account for much of what you've done with this money? For most people, no, they can't account for it. So part of what this webinar is going to help you do is to not just to help you make money, to also help you, to consciously and intentionally plan your resources very well. For millennials and for people who are less than 50 years, I believe you still have a whole lot of years in front of you, in front of us. And it's my passion to educate people as to what you can achieve, with the years you have, what you can achieve. Because look at the lives of most of your parents, including mine. I see how much money they've made in the past, my dad especially. I see how much he has made. I see how agile he was when he was in his 30s, in his 40s, the kind of millions that was entering into his account. And I compare it to what's entering now. Do you know what? For most of your parents as well, I'm sure you can relate that the only income, stable income and steady income coming in for them now is coming in from maybe rental properties. So why can't we learn from them? Why do we want to repeat the mistakes our parents made? See, stop blaming your parents. They've done their part. if you know better, my principle in life, if you know better, you have to do better. So that's why I come in. That's one of the things I've been doing to help young people consciously invest in real estate. Because I say consciously because it's not something you just do. It just doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't just happen overnight. If you're not conscious of it, as money is coming in, it's just be like buckets, like baskets. Money is coming in, but of course, as it's coming in, you're thinking of one clothes to buy, one car to buy one. Don't be obsessed with material things. I'm not just a realtor to show you this property or to just, I'm here as well. It's all about the mindset. We need to first talk about the mindset, because if you don't talk about the mindset, then you can't even accept what we're about to discuss, and you can't get into the level of wealth that you're supposed to work in. So first, change your mindset that money is a tool. Money is to be used. And from one thing I've noticed, the more you utilize your money, the more you utilize the money that comes into your hand, the more money you have. It doesn't matter how much you make. If you don't utilize, you're still gonna go broke, So see money as a tool. Money makes life comfortable, yes, but money can be very fleeting. Money has wings. Money can fly. Even though money is a tool, money can fly as well. Because let's not even mention names that are far away. Where Abiola, all the money, the kind of wealth he commanded while here, the kind of wealth he commanded while alive was too enormous, to the extent that like nobody would ever believe that. When you look around today, you can't even say one thing. Where's Concord? Where, he did all of these things, but unfortunately, prosperity didn't smile on him. No prosperity to smile on. He had the prosperity, but nobody else to take it up. So money has wings, and that's why I mentioned the case of Abiola, for you to know that money can fly. At the same time, money, when properly used, stays in the family, stays in your lineage forever. It takes one person in the family to wake up and break the backbone of poverty, and that can start with you. It can start with you. So stick around to the end of this meeting. There is a gift I'm going to give everyone that stays to the end of the meeting. I'm not releasing it now, but there is a gift I'm going to give everyone to the end of the meeting, my brand new ebook. So it's totally free. That's your gift for coming, because for you to even show up on this live webinar shows me that you're intentional about your growth. You're intentional about, wanting to maximize your youth. You're intentional about wanting to do better for yourself. And I need to appreciate you for that by giving you this ebook, because we can't discuss everything here, but this book is something you can always refer to and go back to it and look at the steps that we're about to discuss one by one. Okay. All right, thank you for being here once again. If your friend is not here, you're not doing right. You should send the link to them. It's a free webinar, Sunday evening. Everybody should be free, or most people will be free. So help them, send them the link, and let more people join. Thank you. So I've told you my name. My name is Alaji Mokerema. I'm a multiple by God's grace, multiple award-winning real estate agents based in Lagos, Nigeria. I've helped multiple people, men and women included, to own profitable real estate. I have clients that within 6 months, we've had about more than 10 million naira turnover on their profits in less than 6 months. Like between December and now, I can count how much profit some of my clients have recounted over and over again on their investment. So I help people make smart investment decisions, because I know that it's not easy to get money. And I know that when you get the money, for you to even want to invest it means you want something tangible for yourself and for your family. So I take it really upon myself to search out for lovely real estate deals that I know that of a certainty. There is no way you buy these deals, locking into it within 1 year, that you won't see huge profit, nothing less than 5 million naira. So that's why you should stick around and listen to me. All right. So let's get into it. So there are only 2 ways to run real estate. One, outright purchase. That's point and Q. You go into the real estate market, you whether you want to buy land or you buy the land outright, that's it. That's what they call outright. Outright is when you point and Q. You buy a house, go to Chevron, you go to Lekki Phase 1, look for the house you're seeing or some of the houses you see on my page, 80 million, 90 million, 100 million, you know, cash and carry, 30 billion gang. That's outright purchase, whether for land or for house. That's what we call outright purchase, okay? Another means of owning real estate is let's first talk about this point and Q. What are the things that comes with point and Q? You know, whether that's outright purchase. Now, number one, they are more expensive. Yes, they are more expensive. A three-bedroom terrace duplex that is already fully finished around Ajah axis right now will be going for between 45 million and 55 million. Is usually more expensive, like the most expensive, because it's already done. Developer wants their money, they want to move into other projects, so usually more expensive. Number two is bulk sum payments. You have to drop a lot of money at a go. There is no lovely home you want to buy for your family now that is going to be less than 50 million naira. Like a home where you can park maybe 2 or 3 cars and all. So you have to drop bulk money at a go. That's one of the disadvantages of buying outrightly, or that's one of the things. I won't call it disadvantages. I mean, it depends on who is dropping anyway. So that's one of the things that comes with outright purchase. Then another thing you need to note about outright purchases is usually out of reach of most people, because let's think about it. How many people in this Nigeria has walking around with 70 million in your bank account? Like, hello, 100 million that you just call it, don't you work out? You know, people have it, but it's not everybody that has access to this. So those are the things that comes with point and Q, outright purchase. So the second way people own real estate is buy land, aka you buy and build. You know, that's something most of our parents did. You know, they buy the land, they first save cooperative money. It has been saving like since 1980. You know, they first save. After saving money, then they start building the land gradually. Then the day they want to roof it, they call everybody in the streets. I don't even think they do that anyway right now again. But then you understand what I mean. Then you want to do the roofing, or the day you are doing the decking. That should be a party. You must kill something. Do right, because it's not easy. After they can build the house for like 1 year or something. You know, what are the things that comes with? Number one, limited choice of location. For most people, you can't they don't go for what they want, they go for what they can afford at that point of time. Because someone that is a civil servant or young entrepreneur, it takes them a whole lot of time to even be able to buy the land. Then they will start doing block, drink water on interest. You know, it's so usually not done in choice area, because for you to even buy most land in choice area, you need to do outright purchase. So because of you have to do, you know, buy and build small, you usually maybe Ikorodu, all those back places before most of them can even get such. Another thing is long duration. It takes a whole lot of time to save up for the land, to start building. Some people, you know, some of our parents build their houses 2 years and 3 years and 5 years, you know, depending on how the cash flows. So it's really limited of a choice. Okay, so another thing you need to know is that apart from these two options that are common, which is number one, outright payment, then number two, buy and build land. Apart from these two options that are common, you need to know that there is a third option, which is called off plan. Many people don't know this. Off plan. What is off plan? Off plan is real estate deals that allows you save up to 50% in your purchase cost. It allows you secure deals with small upfront payments as well, and it also allows you to pay the rest of the cost in installments. To make it plain, off-plan deals are deals where you come in, with a little amount of money, maybe some 3 million, in between 3 and 5 million sometimes, or at most 10 million, depending on the location of the property. Off-plan allows you to, number one, come in, the entry point of you getting into your property purchase is lower. Then at the same time, you have long period of time installment payments. Okay, so why is off? What is it about off plan? Just like we discussed buy and build and outright, let's discuss off plan as well. Off plan is a unique real estate deal. It helps. This is a period. It is something where this is a point in time where a developer gives you the opportunity to buy into the real estate development at its concept at the beginning stage. Those are off-plan deals. So, some people will be hearing off-plan. What is off-plan? That is what it is. The developer allows you come in, a lower entry amount at the entry point, then you make installment payment all through. So what's the advantage of off-plan? Number one, huge savings. Number two, small initial deposit. I'm going to take both the number one and number two together. Remember, in outright, we talked about outright being point and kill. That means you have 70 million naira in your account now. Bam, bam. You look for the house, you buy, you move in, right? Then we talked about you have to have a huge amount of money as well. Off plan, on the other hand, you come in with a little amount of money to start with. That means you see the property you're interested in. The developer allows you, grow with them. Oh, make 3 million naira deposits, make 5 million naira deposits. So there's small amount of money. So with the amount of money in your account now, you can, lock something down. Then gradually you spread the payment over the years. So it helps you, because a building right now at off plan that is selling for, let's say, 31 million. By the time that building is done, trust me, it's going to be selling nothing less than 55 million. A client of mine in 2019, let's call her Miss A, right, approached me and told me she stays on the mainland, and she said, she wants to raise a family on the island. She needs a good building. And also we went around Chevron, Aja, Axis. That's the location she wants. We went around that location, and all the houses that she Jumoke, in Yoruba, it means that all, like, this is choking, like it choke. It's so easy. Like, how am I going to do is draw 50 million? The houses she wanted were already like 60 million and all of that. So I showed her some of our properties that were selling on off plan. And that time, the initial deposit she dropped for the property was 3 million naira. And it was a 3-bedroom terrace. So I'm talking about a real life instance now. So Miss A dropped 3 million naira for 3-bedroom terrace in Aja. It was selling for 31 million naira. Right now, in that same estate, remember that in 2019, at the time when other developers, that the buildings were ready, they were already selling homes, already fully finished 3-bedroom terrace in that same axis for like 41, 45 million naira thereabouts. But because it was an off-plan purchase, she was able to come in with 3 million initial deposit, and the homes were selling ridiculously, like 10 million naira lesser than what the market value of 3-bedroom terrace was selling at that time. So she was able to save like 10 million naira upfront, and she was able to come in with a very low amount of money, 3 million naira. That's 2, right? 3, right now, a home in that same estate. Did you see the picture I posted on my page yesterday? We're going to see the reason why we're doing this webinar is so I can break things down for you. This is not Instagram Live. I believe for you to be here, you really, really want to learn and you want to do more for yourself. The picture of that comedian, the house that I'm talking about, my client has one house. Of course, I have several clients in that same estate, but this Miss A that I'm talking about, that's the house we are discussing. Yeah, the house I posted on my page yesterday that the comedian bought, where he was pumping champagne with his friends and everything. Yes, that same 3-bedroom terrace in 2019, it's on my page, was selling for 31 million naira. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the comedian too was smart enough to lock it down at that time for 3 million naira. My people, this one that Instablog is carrying the news up and down. Will he go and carry megaphone and tell everyone, I bought it at off plan, oh, I bought it. I mean, congratulations is congratulations. I'm a house owner, I'm a house owner. Nobody cares whether you bought it at off plan or whether it was small, gradually. People don't really care. You're a landlord. My own is still better than someone that is renting out. You understand what I mean? So my client owns that same type of house structure in that same estate in Ibamade, Sonya. And she started 3 million deposit was 31 million. Right now, if you want to buy that finished home that that comedian owns, that my clients as well and several of my clients owns, in that same estate is selling for 55 million naira. So someone now, we go and Google that comedian, Google the house he bought, and they'll be like, comedian A bought a house of 55, worth 55 million naira. And comedian A will just be there and just be smiling that. If you say so, I mean, I hope nobody any explanation. He was smart enough to know that there are other ways than paying outright. Do you understand what I mean? So Miss A now, anytime from now, we're going to do a housewarming, and several of my other clients as well. They're about to get their home. So remember, so for my clients, she chose 12 months instrumental payment. After she made deposits of 50%, they did allocation for her. Allocation is a period where you can, go into the house. You get an allocation letter that tells you, oh, Miss A, house 5, block 2, or block 2, house 5 belongs to you. So you can come to site as a proud homeowner. Remember, it's just 10 million, be 15 million. What is half of 31? Like about 15, 16 million, thereabout. Remember, it's just 15 million you drop. Well, just like every other person that paid out, right? Nobody will, by the time they all move into the estate, nobody's going to ask anybody, hello, me, say, did you buy outright or offline? Will anybody ask you that? Nobody will ask you that. You understand what I mean? So, huge savings. Let's compare 31 million naira to 55 million naira. That's about 20-something million naira that she was able to save. That is huge, right? So, and remember, instrumental payment. So monthly, she sends me a payment, 3 million, 4 million, depending on how the sales goes, depending on, that's how. So she has peace of mind. She's not under pressure to maybe to get the bulk money. If she wanted to wait till all the money is complete, that's why I used to tell people, see, that money that you are gathering your account to buy house, that your dream house. By the time that money is complete, that money cannot buy the dream house again. Not in this Nigeria of ours. It's not possible. Inflation makes the prices of building materials to increase so crazily. Right? So it's smart. Instead of you're trying to save 70 million, and don't stress yourself. Okay? Don't bother. Don't stress yourself. Lock it down. When you lock it down with the money you have, it helps you save hugely. It helps you make small deposits, initial deposits, and small instrumental payments, and you get these properties at prime location. So you don't necessarily have to say, oh, the money you have now is 3 million. You have to go to Ikorodu or Mowe or far away to go. You can do all of this with off-plan. How do you find your off-plan real estate deals? I'm sure that's a question most people would want to ask. There are two ways. You can either do it yourself. That's a manual method. I'm going to show you how now. You can either do it yourself. Hello. So you can either do it yourself, or one of the ways to do it yourself, if you have a computer with you, you just go to any of the real estate search engines, Property Pro, privateproperty.com. When you go there, you just type off plan. When you type off plan, it brings out several other several options of real estate deals. Okay, you go to Google, type, let's say, Property Pro, private property. We have several let's just speak, there's Nigeria property, there's private property, just any one of them. Once you do that, in the search button, you just click off plan. Remember, this is one of the ways to get off plan deals. We've talked about off plan, we talked about advantages, we talked about why I think is the best option. So now let's get into how do we get it. Hope you are seeing my screen, everyone. Can you see? So can you see all of these options? So all of these are okay. Adishola, can you see my screen now? Yeah, can everybody see my screen? So that's the manual way to do it. So you go through all of this one after the other to see the offers that have been posted online as offline. So that's one of the ways you get it. But one thing you need to know about this method is, even though it's there, all the options are there. I mean, you can see, but you have to be careful, because off-plan purchase can be very, very tricky. Off-plan purchase can be very tricky. So when you see all of these things, sometimes it's not the real deals that people post online. Yeah. For clients in diaspora, it's like black markets, right? Yes, you can come online, type of plan, blah, 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 and all the options pops up. I've seen places where people or realtors will go to someone else's site, do a picture of it, and put it on their post and promote it and market it, targeting clients in diaspora. Because, like I said, it's like a black market. So when you want to do it yourself, you have to be very careful. Search for the properties, ask all the relevant questions. Let's talk about the risk of off-plan sales. We're letting it all out. You need to know everything about it. Even though it's a good thing, and that's why, see, if you're going to be going with option one, then listen to all of these things very carefully. Number one, structure risk. You've gone online, you've typed it on Property Pro and all of these options. It has given you a deal. The client, maybe you've seen the picture, they told you, oh, it's going to be a smart estate. It's going to have cinema, swimming pool, it ticked, I mean, all your boxes, check, and ticked. And it looked like this is a very good deal. Yes, a house can look so beautiful and so lovely, but how is the foundation? How is the plumbing work? If you're in Lagos, you know what I'm talking about. Plumbing work, wiring work, foundation. You can't compromise all those things. I don't care how beautiful the picture of the house looks or how beautiful the house looks. I want to see things by myself. And I believe you want to be sure that, because when you're doing off plan, these are the risks you're talking about. We're talking about the structure risks. Sometimes the 3D is usually different from what you get. Let it not be a case of what I ordered versus what I get. So you need to pay attention if you want to choose the first option, which is do it yourself. Let it not be a case of what I ordered versus what I get. To mitigate against this risk, what are you doing? We talk about there can be you're taking a structural risk. So to minimize your risk, what can you do? Insist on working with developers who have actual inspectable life-size brick and mortar, you see how I'm enforcing it, emphasizing rather, brick and mortar model of the final buildings, of what the final buildings look like. What do I mean by that? Hope you've not forgotten our Miss A that I told you about, that the Miss A that came to find properties in 2019. How did we go for the option we went for? Because at the end of the day, my work is to protect my client's interest, not a developer's interest, right? My work is to protect my client's interest. So because we checked several other off-plan deals that were around the location of where Miss A wanted and what our initial deposit was, or what our budget was rather. Of all the ones we checked, why did we go for that particular one of 31 million that we went for? First off, there was an actual model. I don't care whether whatever you want to do on that property is like you're bringing London into the house. Hello, sir, I want to see it. They did not pluck money from tree. I want to see it. So we went, myself, the client, we went to the model. It was just a small space that was used as the model. But that model, we were able to feel the paint for the wall. We were able to see the structure. We were able to see everything, to the kitchen cabinetries, to everything, every single detail of how the actual house that she's paying for will look like was in the model, right? So that's how to reduce the risk. Structural, remember we're still on the first thing, which is the structural risk. In order not for you not to be a case of what I order versus what I get. Most times, not all the time, but I mean, most times when there is an actual model, it helps. You can, so that you can hold the developer accountable. You can argue about words. You can't argue fact. You can't argue reality. This is the house you showed me. I want to see the exact time. So that way, you know that, I mean, it's a calculated risk you're getting into, and the developer would know as well. It helps them to be accountable, okay? In the absence of this, it's not all good developers that have models, and it's not all the time. It doesn't, the absence of a model, because it depends on the time you're coming into the market. It depends on the time you're coming onto the project. There are some, I'm going to be sincere with you, there are some off-plan projects where we didn't have models, that you just have to trust your realtor and you have to trust the developer. You have to trust your realtor first, knowing fully whether your realtor has done due diligence. It has to be a reputable company that your realtor has worked with over the years, right? And also, that should be a reputable company where, you know, you can say, okay, this is their office, okay, this is the site, these are the materials. Because sometimes when models are standing, or by the time the model is standing, trust me, the property should have increased by about 3 to 5 million. Take it from me, yes. So sometimes, because it's a give or take, sometimes the models are ready, you know, small size model, you walk into it, you see it. Sometimes the models are not ready. You just need to trust that, okay, it's a reputable company, and what are they deliver. You should be able to maybe point one or two estates that they've delivered or they've worked on. So when a company, a developer, you know, has records of, you know, developing good buildings and all, then you can count on it, even though models are not ready, because you want to be an early off taker to cut as much cost as possible off your building purchase. Okay, all right. Hope you're all hearing what I'm saying. All right. So another risk, we've talked about the structural risk. Another risk of one of the risks of off-plan is contract risk. What is contrary? You have to know that you must keep in mind that the typical off-plan contract involves several parties, landowner and the developer, and you consider which of them is the proper party with whom the contract of sale should be executed. Only a legal property owner can pass a good property title to a prospective buyer. So you have to be sure to verify the developer, whether the developer owns the property or not. What that means is sometimes in Lagos State, because the cost of land is quite high in Lagos State, it's not all the time that developers have 100% ownership of the land they're about to develop. Yes. Yes. One of our estates, for instance, in Meridian Boulevard, for instance, in Aja, you hear me saying all the time, 100% paid for. And most of our estates, any estate where we have buildings that we are selling, 100% paid for. Our legal team ensures that we do due diligence. So if you're going to get into a plan, you need to be sure, especially if you are doing it yourself, you need to be sure that the contract of sale states contract of sale of the land, not just contract of sale that you get, because by the time you make your initial deposit, one of the things you'll be getting is receipt, you get letter of introduction, you get contract of sale as well. Okay, then for every subsequent payment, you get your receipt as well. So you have to be sure that who owns the land before you even commit yourself. Are you sure is company A, B that really owns this land? Is it a borrow post land that they just want to collect? Because there's some companies that do it. We're going to be talking real fact here. Some companies, oh, come and buy off plan. They do the 3D design. It's like you are live in Tokyo. All the houses are shiny, everything, like it looks too good of a deal to be passed on. And they tell you, well, just drop 10 million, drop 20 million, 30% deposit. If you drop it now, don't worry, everything. And hey, because the deal is so good, everybody drops money, and they want the jackpot. Yeah, it has happened. So you're going to be doing it yourself. Don't just be convinced with the 3D. Contracts of sale matters as well. Another risk of off-plan is due diligence risk. We've talked about that already. You want to make sure you're dealing with a renowned developer. No matter how renowned the developer is, no matter how good they have, the things you've heard about it, do your due diligence. Check the property, check the title of the document. First off, if you are hearing things like decision in process, you ask what was the title? They say registered survey. It's packaging. It's packaging. Registered survey, registered deed of assignment, registered contract of what's it called? What's another thing? Governor's consent in process. Don't process anything. If we're going to be selling properties off plan, if we're going to get into it, I would advise, if you're going to be using the first method of do it yourself, C or O. Governor's consent. You have to see them. You have to see these two titles are the ones I advise you go for if you're doing it yourself. Check, allow get someone allows us to help you do to run the check to be sure that the company selling the land, the company that owns the land is the company selling, or power of attorney has been given to the developer by the seller of the land, because it's not all the time that, sometimes land go through multiple of hands. That doesn't mean it's not genuine, but just make sure you're able to trace it and be sure that all the parties involved sync. Okay. All right. Documentation risks, we've talked about that. We've already talked about documentation risks, what you should go for. It has to be a C of O. And if you're participating in an off-plan project, if you are buying in an estate that has a C of O, it's usually a global C of O. That means every plot or unit of homes or houses in that same estate carries that C of O title as well. Okay. Then fraud risk, another risk of off-plan is fraud risk. We already talked about that. How some people we develop very lovely 3Ds and get money from people, then they jackpot with the money, and that's it. Your money has entered what? Voicemail. you know, these things are real. People have been burned severally. That's why some people don't want to hear real estate. When you want to tell them about off plan, they're okay, forget about it. But thank God, over the years, we've been able to build trust by working with developers that delivers, and by working with developers that gives, you know, progress reports on how things are going. So that has really, really helped a lot of way. If you're at any point not satisfied with all of these things I've mentioned, structure, the titles and other things, no matter how good the deal looks, my brother, my sister, just walk away. Just walk away, okay? All right. The list is comprehensive. Like, I can go on and on, apart from all these 5 factors that I've mentioned. But it's a lot. It's a whole lot, because it's a very good option. Everything that has, you know, good advantages has some very, you know, disadvantage, very, like, usually have much disadvantages as well, you know. But if you follow all of these rules that I've mentioned to you, we've explained them, you can you all hear me, please? If you follow all of these things that we've explained, you can, you know, limit the risk to a whole lot of deal. Okay, can you all hear me? If you can't hear me at any point, please let me know. Thank you. All right, so how to find, so another one, the second point is done for you, where we do the work for you, leverage on our network, so you don't have to worry yourself about is it a good, we do, so let me tell you the processes we go through when we, before we even present off-plan sales to our clients. We do soil tests. We do, first off, location has to be a good one, because I believe if you want to own a home, it has to be in a good, secured place. Security matters to us a whole lot. It matters to me. Like, it's not even negotiable. It has, except for a few clients that will say, I don't want a property in an estate. I don't sell properties. We don't market properties. I don't talk about properties that are not in an estate, because I just feel if it's not a commercial property, why would you want to live in a place that is not secured? Why would you want to, you know, expose your family? Things are going on in Nigeria. Let's not even go into that. But you and I know what I'm talking about, right? So why would you want to expose your family to such great insecurity by, you know, exposing them into a place where there is no proper security? So on your streets, because you want to build, you know, you want to raise mansion that nobody has done before, you know, you want to do it yourself, you don't want land in an estate, you don't want this one in an estate, then you go and build one gigantic this thing. But let's look at it. In the morning, 5 a.m., how far on your street has started? 6 a.m., you're sharing hallelujah in your church. 7 a.m., Ogio, pap seller, grinder, like, why? Is it even worth it? Why would you do that to yourself? As educated as you are living in a place where there is no peace. You're living in a place where you don't even know what will happen. If they start riots, is your house they are coming next? Remember what happened during the NSAT protest? Remember what happened? A lot of people, people died. Hoodlums were literally entering into people's houses, killing them, shooting them. So why would you want to expose your family to such? You know, why would you? I know there's risk everywhere, whether estate or not. Yes, I know. But you want to reduce the risk as much as possible, right? You're working so hard. You also want to, you know, put brain. Do it in a place where you have peace of mind. Properties, whether you want to stay there or not, whether it's rental properties. I have clients on this same call right now, clients in diaspora. You want to know that, oh, where you are, even though you're abroad, any part of the world that you're in, your property is safe because it's in a gated estate. It's owned by developers that are reputable. So we do check on properties, titles, check on location. We do soil tests, and almost every week, every other week, or at least twice a month, we go to those sites. We show you updates of how things are going on site. Okay, and we have developers as well that lets us know before they put any property in the market, before they start selling to the general market, they inform us about the deals they're about to bring out. Usually they're about 5 to 10 million naira cheaper than what people start hearing. So to get into off-plan deals, you can either do it yourself, search manually online, follow up with any realtor you want to use, or you allow us do it for you, leverage on our network. We have amazing network of developers. They don't compromise on quality. We've studied them over the years and they deliver. Yes, they deliver, and you'll be happy you did. Okay. All right. Are you there? Another advantage I'm going to add, another advantage of off-plan sale is, apart from the fact, I mean, we've talked about several advantages, low cost entry, you save huge amount of money. Another very major advantage is the fact that it helps you get involved. Excuse me. It helps you get involved in your construction. Sometimes you can modify what you want in your home. Yes. For your kitchen, you can say, Jumoke, please say, I would prefer so color. Yes. We have some estates currently, some developers that we're working in, that they allow you choose your kitchen tiles, your kitchen cabinets. I think that's cool. I think that's fantastic. You know, that's one of the advantages of off-plan sales. You don't just, it's not just that, you know, you can breath your home idea. Instead of the wall being here, you want your closet this way, you can work with the developer. They allow you modify your unit. Sometimes it comes with an extra cost. Yes, depending on how huge the modifications are. For instance, if they're using French tiles and you want Spanish tiles, you need to, you know, do some plus or minus depending on which one is more expensive at that time. But for simple modifications, like maybe a wall here or no wall here or things like that, it comes free, you know. So that's one of the advantages of off-plan sales. That's my website. So www.tamahomes.ng. You can get there if you want all of these things that for everyone, for all of these things that we've talked about, all of these points that we've talked about, for you to, you know, get into it every time, all you need to do, you can just click on the link, tamahomes.ng. It's there. The book is there. You get a lifetime access to it, and also newsletters. We're going to be sending you newsletters, all the off-plan projects we have at the moment, the ones we verified. We're working with more developers to get access to more options, but if you just click on it, you're able to download the ebook, and you have all of this information there where you can follow step by step. Or if you have any other question regarding anything in the book, you can always ask me, send a DM, WhatsApp, or things like that. Okay, thank you for the webinar. I'd like to share something with you. Okay. So if you have any question, please, this is the time to start typing your questions so that we can take them one after the other. If you have any question, please start. I'm seeing some things popping up. Say, just put up all your questions in the chat box. We're going to take them very soon. One of the advantages of clicking the link of the website is you get a lifetime access to all of this information. Another thing, now we're going to be sending you newsletters of properties, not just buildings now, for land as well, that can help you, whether you want to have your own home whether you want it as investment property. Should I tell you something I help my clients do? If you're a young person and you've known me for like 2 years, your life cannot even remain the same. Why? We don't just focus on, see, this is not, to me, it's beyond, selling properties. I've seen the advantage, it said it appears the website is not available. Okay, we're going to post the link now so that you can all click on it. I met with an elderly man last year, and we got just, anytime I meet any elderly person, I like engaging them regarding the investment decisions they've made over the years. And when we started discussing, it was like, this thing that you're doing, just continue doing it. How you're telling young people to invest. I used to work at Chevron. Of course, if you're someone that used to work at a multinational, you have, good salary coming in, good bonuses and everything. He said, so I invest heavily. He said, I don't really know about Forex. I don't know about all of those things. But when it comes to property, he said, Jumoke, 2 things I'm going to tell you about. He said, I knew when they were about to start Banana Island. So there were 2 options. Someone told me he used to have friends in real estate then. He said, this Banana Island deal was brought to my table, but it didn't look like it. So I went for, I think, Prime Waters or something. No, I can't remember the exact, but he went for another option. Unfortunately, the option he went for, they're still in court till now. He missed out on Banana Island. He said, anyway, it's part of life. He said, but let me tell you so. I've had properties that I bought at 5 million naira, 10 million naira that they've turned to hundreds of millions. I've had deals that I bought at 20 million naira that have turned to 50 to 60 to 70 million naira. So tell young people, invest in real estate, right? So one thing, how can you be a chronic investor? I shared something with you guys, if you've been following me for a while. I shared something, I think last year, December, and I said, the goal is to own real estate. The goal is to buy properties every year. Every year, that is the goal. That is the goal you should have as a young person. No brainer. Why not? If you can buy shoe every year, see, it's not about money, it's the mind. That's one of the things we first talked about, was the mind. Your mind must first be able to conceptualize that you can do it. When your mind tells you can do it, then you're halfway there. Let me handle the remaining. How do we do it? How do I help my clients? I have all my clients now that we have currently, I can tell you that about 70% of them owns several real estate properties at the same time. We are running it at the same time. You're not waiting to finish A before you jump on B. No, you can do it. How? We talked about off-plan. We talked about instrumental. If you come to me now and you tell me you want to invest, let's say you have 20 million naira. Let's say 20 million even more. Let's say you have maybe 10 million naira. Why put 10 million naira whole on a property when you can own about 3 properties with that same 10 million naira using these techniques I've talked about? So what we do, one of my clients just took hold of our apartment yesterday. She's going to use it for shortlet. She started with 3 million naira initial deposit. After that, she has bought several other ones. But she just, so, we'll look at what are the properties in your portfolio now. Okay, you have a home, beautiful where you stay already, so that's fine. Now let's go into rental properties. See, owning your own home is not an achievement. Yes, it's a good achievement, but it's not the achievement. Unless, of course, your home brings you money. See, the real deal is constant, continuous cash flow, because we spend every day. When your baby do, as they're waking up, like they are spending money. I want to drink tea. I want to do this. I want to school fees. Your parents will call you. Like it's a long list. As an adult, adulthood is not easy, but we can play smart. So instead of, but when you use all of these techniques and you get your dream on, we're talking about like we're talking as if, okay, you have your own home now, right? You have a home now, a beautiful home where your family is living. You don't stop at that. You don't buy a home and say, I'm a real estate investor. You did not invest. Is the tiles in your house, is it giving you money? No, so you didn't invest. You just bought your home. Investment comes, you become a real estate investor when your properties start earning you money. When high returns start getting on your investment. Are you there? That's when you become a real estate investor. And you can have a goal like me, like I advise many young people and my clients as well. You can have a goal to own at least one real estate property every year. So all you need to do, find out, Jumoke, what is the initial deposit for that property? What is the initial deposit for that property? Once you lock it down, spread the balance over a period of time, then gradually you pay up. As you're about rounding off with that one, or while in the middle of that one, if a good deal comes up, don't jump on it. I'd rather we're talking now, this is business, right? I believe you want to make money. We're talking how to maximize your profit in real estate now. I'd rather let's say you chose for first investment A, for instance. This is how I help my clients. First investment A, for instance, let's say you chose 12 months payment plan. I'd rather you had, let's say, default 1 month in your first investment so that you can get on your second investment than miss out on that deal. As an investor, you have to be willing to take the risk. You think Dangote is not owing. Another thing is you hear some clients say, I don't want to owe anybody. I don't understand. Banks owe people. Dangote is owing money. As if you're going to be a business person, you take the risk. You hold them, you will pay. That's how to maximize the profit. Because I remembered that's in 2019. I pitched a property to a client. It was a 2-bedroom apartment. This was selling at 6.6 million naira. 6.6 million naira. I'm talking about a 2-bedroom apartment in a fully serviced estate. 24 hours electricity, 24 hours security, swimming, all of those things. Mind you, all those properties I'm talking about, if you look at my page, you know what I'm talking about. We don't market properties just, I believe in having a total package, living a fulfilled, beautiful life. I believe you owning a home in a place where your kids can come out, ride a bicycle, your kids can come out, play play football, electricity. Nowadays, I don't even push properties without 24 hours electricity. I'm sorry, I don't. If you want a property on a street and maybe you go and meet agents in Kiruka, not me. Why? Quality of life. See, we go through a whole lot already as a Nigerian. I don't want to add to your headache. I don't want to add to it. I want you to live in a place where there is security. You're not coming back home from work and you're thinking, hey, Musa on gen. Then Musa pulls the gen. Hey, Oga choke don't spoil. Where do you want to go and look for choke of generator by 9 p.m. I'll be 10 p.m. Then you're back on work? Like, you go through a whole lot already. Traffic, and don't get home. Your home shouldn't give you headache. So all the properties we push now are properties with 24 hours electricity. I believe kids should have a safe place as well where they can play. They have to have kids play area. You can't just have your kids running around in the estate. You want them to be in a safe place. There has to be CCTV camera where even if you're not home, from the comfort of your phone or from the comfort of your office, rather, you can check up what's going on in your home. With your phone, a lot of things are happening in the world now. So homes, properties that you should invest in are properties that should have all of these things that we've mentioned. Don't compromise on them. Please do not. It's not worth it. That 5 million naira or 10 million naira you're trying to save by buying a sharp property on the street corner or community corner, you will lose it. Peace of mind will fly away. Security, anybody can come and reclaim it, but at least you limit your risk. You limit, whatever you want to go through when you buy in a gated, well secured estate. All right, so please make sure from now on, if you're someone that you bought your home, that's fine. From now on, if you're going to be buying properties, it has to be properties, gated estate, 24 hours electricity. If you don't mind, there's some estates that don't have 24 hours electricity and they're still good. It's okay. Some people don't want the joint stuff and everything. That's fine. If you want to buy your own mechanogen, buy diesel, it's fine as well. I mean, we all have several choices, but at least some things are non-negotiable. Security should not be negotiable. Security should not be negotiable. Even if you want to do your own power stuff separately, that's fine, but security should not be negotiable. Good access rules should not be negotiable. Security, not just in the estates, around the estate, should not be negotiable as well. A lot of things are happening in our country and so forth, even for the safety of your investment as well. And when you buy properties that are in gated estate, it appreciates in value quickly. It appreciates in value quickly more than properties that are not in gated estate. Okay, so I think this is a good time to round off. So let's take your questions. Hope you've clicked the link. Hope everybody got the link to the free ebook. Hope you've learned some things. So if you want to be a real estate investor as well, this is another way you can go about it. You want to buy homes, maybe apartments for short lets, apartments for yearly rentals. These are methods that when you use them as well, you're able to save a whole lot of money off your purchase. Okay. So if you have any question, please ask the questions. And if you don't have any question, hope you signed up for the newsletter. We're going to send you by tomorrow the list of properties that are available now that you can key in. They're still selling at half plan. If you check our page, Tama Homes on Instagram, you will see a lot of, okay, Mr. Binya, someone has a question. Okay, please, let's hear the question. Okay. Someone has a question. Please, let's hear the question. Hi, Adeto. Hello, we're just joining. Welcome. We're about rounding off now. Okay. Shola is asking, you mentioned that CFO and government center. What about government institution? How I deal? Okay. How about government institution? How I deal with it? Okay. Yeah, government decision is good for lands as well, for land, but I would prefer after, because it's in process. Sometimes some lands are in a decision in process. By the time you get your approved decision, okay, Mr. Obina, please, you can unmute yourself to ask the question. If you want to talk, please unmute yourself to ask the question. Okay, so after a decision in process, then a developer should go ahead, especially after you've had your government approved decision. A developer should go ahead to obtain either governor's consent or the C of O before selling off-plan properties. If it's just a landed property, approved decision is a good place to start. Gazette is a good one to start. But when you're talking about when you want to start building on those lands now, a developer should take the pain. I know it costs money, I know it takes time, but go through the pain, get your C of O out, get your governor's consent out before you start selling off-plan properties on that same land. That's my advice, Adishola. Okay, Mr. Obina, you're on now. Please, let's have your question.
I think you already answered my question. Hello?
Okay. Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yes, I think you already answered my question. My question is about the C of O and government consent.
Okay.
Then I asked, what about the government decision? I think you already answered that question.
I already answered it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So I think you understand it. Like, yes, a land can be approved decision, a land can be gazette as landed properties, because most times those land people are not staying there. They're usually for investment purpose, maybe 3, 5, or 10 years. You know, it's gated, it's fenced already, allocation has been done. That's fine. But when we now move to sites that we want to start selling homes, especially as off-plan, sir, your C of O has to be ready. The company should have the C of O out, because it's an investment property. If you bought it years ago, by now the C of O should be out. So C of O should be out for you to buy off-land properties in such estate. Thank you. Any other question? If you have a question and you want to talk, please raise up your hand and kindly unmute yourself so that you can ask us. Let's make it easy. So if you have any question, either you type it in the chat box or you raise your hand to ask directly. Okay. Please, how about the link to the free ebook? The link is we'll post the link now. We're going to post the link in the chat room, but you can go to tamahomes.ng and get it there as well. Just tamahomes.ng. Can you see my screen? tamahomes.ng. The free ebook is there. Just click on it, and please remember to sign up for our newsletter. And can you do something everybody, can you do something for me? Do a screenshot of this webinar now, post it on your Instagram stories, your WhatsApp stories, and tag me. I'm going to repost all of my stories. So just tag me so that more people can know about it. We have a recording of this as well. We're going to put it on the website. So you said, can I unmute you? You can unmute yourself, Mr. Kennedy. Just unmute yourself. Please go ahead and unmute yourself, then you'll be able to talk. We can't unmute you. We can only give you access, then you unmute yourself. Okay, someone said you made mention of making consistent cash flow via shortlet. How is it accessible? Will you help me make? You made mention of, okay. Will you help me make it work? Or is it responsibility in charge of the estate to make consistent cash income? Okay, I get your point. I mentioned shortlet, and you're asking if you're interested in it and how you can. Yes, I can help with that, because to get shortlet, you need to know that it's all about location. You don't just get any apartment anywhere. I see some people marketing, I see some realtors marketing some properties and say, oh, this property is good for shortlet. How is it good for shortlet? How can you tell me a property that is like so far away from all the premium places is good for shortlet? Just say buy property, just say buy house. You can buy it. There are other ways to make the money. You can buy the property as off plan to resell. That way you get higher money. You can put it on yearly rent, it's fine, but not off plan. So if you're going to use a service to get off plan, to get into shortlet properties, that's fine. We'll point out to you premium locations that are good for shortlets. If you want to do outright purchase of homes in those areas, you can do it. We partner with some companies that are solely into shortlets. So you can't, from the beginning, we're going to do your forecast, sales forecast. We're going to give you profit forecast as well. So you know, you can predict how much you'll be making monthly and even yearly, okay? So that I can handle that one for you, depending on the location. Come on, switch out this light for me, please. Depending on the location, so we can do that for you. Okay, so you can send me a DM at Tama Homes, or you can send me a DM at Tama Homes or my WhatsApp. After this class, I'm gonna put my link up so you can chat me up on WhatsApp and tell me that we can discuss further on the shortlet. But for shortlets, yes, I help some of my clients to get shortlet apartments. And there's some shortlets from some of the some things in the newsletter that we're going to be sending to you. There are some off-plan, very beautiful off-plan properties we have at some premium locations right now where you can use as off-plan. If you're not following me on Instagram, please do. What I do there basically is to post our listings. Apart from that, we educate you on advantages of investing in real estate, daily motivation, like daily motivation. Then also we post all these deals on Instagram as well. And for the newsletter, we're going to be sending out newsletter to you every month. Don't worry, we're not going to spam you. We're not going to spam you. You just make sure, you will just know that anytime you get a newsletter from us, at least once a month, it will contain deals that you can opt on now, especially, you know, as the odds kind of deal. Okay, someone asked, Mr. Raphael said, which one is more profitable based on your experience? Rental, sell, or is it based on the location? Another person asked, Ms. Oge asked, please, which areas are considered premium location? Okay, since everybody is talking about location. Okay, the next webinar will be about rental income, because it's a whole lot. Just like I broke down, off plan right now, we can't even get into rental income right now. Location, it's about, I need to be able to show you. I would love to show you. It's not about something like I will tell you in the right now. Make sure you subscribe to the newsletter. We're going to be doing another webinar. I promise you at least one webinar monthly. Yes, one webinar monthly. And all these webinars, things we're going to be doing there are things we did today, break down all of this thing. And after each webinar, you're going to be getting a list of premium locations. You're going to be getting a list of deals that you can, you know, get in right now, whether for shortlets or for yearly rental. So someone that asked that, okay, someone said, oh, which premium locations? It depends. The premium locations, it depends on what you're doing when it comes to short-let or when it comes to rentals. It depends on what you're doing. Some people can see a location as premium and might not be premium. I would love us to discuss it based on figures. Okay, so please let's do that. We want to do it based on figures. What do you consider premium? It's about the money. What was the daily rental value of a property in that location? We're going to compare different locations, then we'll be able to get into that. So the next webinar is going to be about rental income. Okay, someone asked someone asked which one is it, rental or sell? It depends. For rent, okay, let me tell you the difference. For sell is, like we said, cash and carry. You know, you bought a property at off plan. Of course, you're profiting upfront. You're entering the market at the time where it's so cheap, maybe 10 million naira or 20 million naira lesser than what the market value is. Then by the time the property is fully completed, you put it in the market, you sell it, you cash out in bulk, because by the time the property is fully finished, it sells higher than what's there. And you can make like 20 million naira, like my Miss A that we talked about. If she wants to sell her property now, 55 million is what it's selling right now. She bought it at 21 million, so she can cash out immediately. But at the same time, rental property, it's you getting money for life. So it depends on what your goal is. No one is better than the other. Mr. Raphael, did you get that? No one is better than the other. One is not better than the other. Buying to resell is not better than to get rentals. It depends on how you're running your rentals. The type of rentals our parents did, it's me that is just telling me that get a lawyer. Mr. Your renters expert, they have tenants. So I'm sure some of your parents, you can relate. They have tenants that are owing them 3 months, 5 months, or last year. You come and meet them. Oh, sir, things are hard. So that one, they will feel for them and all of those things. So it depends on how you're handling your property. But if you handle it well, if you use a good rental method, or whether rental or short-let, especially short-let, you get more money, because like it's a daily money most times, daily money or weekly money or monthly money. So that way you get more value. It's a no-brainer. Short-let gives you more money for your properties than yearly rental. So that one is a basic fact. No matter the location, that is a basic fact. Especially if it's well done, good location, good access road, sure you're going to get more money on your short-let than on your yearly rent. So during the rental income webinar, we're going to talk deeply about that. Okay, for the rental income webinar, I will tell you, apart from the short-let and yearly rent and all that, there are other ways people make money from real estate that we're going to be discussing in that class. So please don't miss it. That's why you need to subscribe to the newsletter. From now, every month, you're going to be doing webinar, because people just say invest in real estate. How? Show us the how. So that's what we're going to be doing in these webinars. Okay. If you're not following on Instagram, please follow Tamar Holmes on Instagram. Okay, another question is here. Okay, do you have property that one can pay 100K monthly? I'm going to send you, for everyone here, please listen, I'm going to send you a list of some properties that we've put together. I think there are some properties that allows you, that initial deposit is 1 million naira. Yes. Yes. Some properties that initial deposit is 1 million naira. I'm not talking about anyhow houses or all homes in gated estate. There's some properties that initial deposit is 2.5, some 3 million, some 5 million. I'm going to send you a list. Go through all of this list. Look at the instrumental payment. How do you know how much to pay monthly? By the time you subtract your initial deposit from the bulk amount, which is to be paid, let's say the amount is, let's say the house is 30 million naira, initial deposit is 5 million naira, right? Most times that I'm going to send you some properties as well that they don't, it's all fees inclusive and there is no interest rate on them. For most off-plan properties, there is interest rate, usually interest rate. Some developers give maybe 6 months grace where you do interest free. For some, from the 7th month, interest, just tiny interest, start counting. Some allows you pay within a period of 18 months. Some allow you pay within a period of 24 months. So how do we calculate how much to be paid monthly? Subtract the 5 million naira, which is the entry point, from the 30 million naira. Remember, we were talking about a 30 million naira property. Now, this is an hypothetical example, right? So that's balance is 25 million naira. Let's say the payment period, instrumental payment period for the house is, let's say 12 months, right? So we are saying 30 million naira, for example. If the house is 30 million naira, initial deposit is 5 million naira. So let's say plus or minus the interest fee for a 12 month or an 18 months, from examples of people I've worked with, let's say 1.5. Let's say 18 months, 1.5 interest free will get on that. So that should be 26.5, right? We'll now divide 26.5 by 18 months. That means monthly, you'll be paying 1.472 to, let's say, roughly 4.5. That's what you'll be paying monthly. So for the person asking if you have a property that has, by the time you get the list, please go through it. We should have something in that range that is less than 1 million to be paid monthly. Thank you. How do we know properties that will still have flood? Because I see a lot of properties in Lekki that are being destroyed by water during the rainy season. Mr. Kennedy, thank you for your question. For people that have been following me for a while on Tamar Homes, you notice that there is something I do. I go to sites during rainy season. I remembered when Miss A bought a property in Aja on 1 or 2, because there was a time she called me. She's a very dramatic, very funny person, very good at. She said, Jumoke. So she sent me a picture online that she saw. So apparently the picture was really trending, where someone stepped out at her home or his home in Lekki, and the flood level has covered up to the old cars in the compound. And so like, Jumoke, oh Jonah, that was what she said, literally. Yeah, Jumoke, oh Jonah, that means money, like money don't enter voice notes, And I said, no, not now. She said, is it not the Lekki you people are shouting? Say, see, they say everywhere, flood has carried all the cars away. I said, not in our own estate, ma. What did I do? I drove to site while raining. I did video call with her from the beginning of that road till we entered into the estate. And I said, ma, see, where is the flood? Right? That's the advantage of buying off plan, because it's not a case of what I ordered. You can see the progression. You can see. So for all the properties we sell, I don't know about other people, for all the properties we market, there is no flooding. You said, how do we know? Because for all the properties we sell right now, as they are building now, we give you updates. You're seeing, we give you updates. You are seeing the level of drainage is done. Huge. We're telling you the depth of the drainages. You can see yourself, whether even if you're not in Nigeria or you're for Nigerians in diaspora, you can see. We do video calls with you. We'll make updates. At any point, you can request for a virtual site tour of the estate that you bought. We'll fix a time, go to site, do a video with you so you can see. So for us, it's very important for us. We know the value of your investment, so we don't take that lightly. So don't worry, your property will not be destroyed by water. Any property you buy from us, it won't be destroyed by water. Okay. All right. Any other question? If we don't have any, we're going to be signing out very soon. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you for your questions. Thank you. I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things in this webinar. I hope it's been enlightening. I hope you've registered for the newsletter. In newsletter monthly, you're going to be hearing from us deals for people that want to do get into rental properties. We're going to hold a webinar next month or before the end of this month, but we'll communicate the dates to you. Before we hold any webinar, we'll get all our facts and figures ready. And also, the reason why I said next month is that it's not just enough to tell you, oh, rental is coming, this is that, you can get this, you can get that. No, we have to do our research to get those properties ready for you. Like, okay, this particular property promises so amount. This is how it's selling now. This is what you can get from me daily. This is what you can get from me monthly. You know, we're going to do all of that. So monthly, we're going to do a webinar, and also please sign up for our newsletter so that you can get weekly updates from us or monthly updates regarding all our properties, both off plan, outright. We have them. Another thing another thing most people don't know is you can really negotiate with some of these developers when they are at the starting point. You can negotiate your deals. I don't care whether it's Banana Island or anywhere. I mean, you can always negotiate your deal if it's still at the initial stage. So for people that don't even, maybe you don't want your property in an estate or a estate like that, then we can still make it work. We have properties around Chevron right now that are like selling 10 million naira below market value because the developer is not done yet. It's not in like estate. It's in an estate, but it's not like, you know, so sophisticated estate. You still have luxury to bring in your own generator, have your own compound and things like that. So, but that security at the entrance, it's there. They need to call in to allow anybody in. For me, that is paramount. If you now want a 100 mechanical generator in your house, that's fine. But security, I'm not giving you any house where there is no basic security, where at least at the entrance, someone will call in to, you know, be sure you want them in. I think that's just basic. That's about the least I can do. And that's why I make sure we have them on all our properties, okay? So whether you want around Chevron, Agungi, Banana Island, and all of those places, we have deals. Just let us know what your budget is, your location preference. We'll get it sorted. And we're going to be sending a newsletter to you that contains all real estate deals that we have right now, off-plan deals, some on the mainland, some on the island, and including premium locations as well. We're going to be sending that. So you're going to get that tomorrow in your email. Please check, and please give, anytime you hear from us, always send the feedback. If you have any questions once you get our newsletter, you read through. If you have any questions, all you need to do, send a DM or reply via email. We'll be looking forward to, you know, having your questions and working with you on this real estate journey. Thank you for joining us. My name once again is Ola Jumoke. Thank you for coming. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay blessed. Thank you.